Myself, Rajat Raghu, I take my immense pleasure to welcome to means address will give introduction on a speaker. Our speaker for today is Mr. Baskar Perumal. Baskar Perumal is the founder director of Lexhive Corporate Services, working among startups, SNBs, and quasi corporates, providing regulatory compliances, fundraising, and business services. He is a postgraduate in business administration from Anaimalai University, Chidambaram. He started his career at Shaw Wells, Chennai in their shipping division as a marketing research executive. In his long career, he worked in various organizations such as steel, garments, foundry, management consulting, and angel investment, and has handled a wide array of tasks including strategy, fundraising, human resource management, accounting, and statutory compliances and general administration. In mid-ways of his career, he started out as a management consultant working among startups and SMBs and scaling ups. Mr. Baskar currently focuses on business analytics, fundraising, regulatory compliances, and support service leadership coaching. As chapter director of Startup Grid, world's largest startup community, he is actively involved in process of building a vibrant startup community in Madurai. As an experienced team building, leadership, motivation, conflict resolution, and customer relationship as are his major skills. With extensive expertise, he believes in doing the business rather than just making recommendations. Thank you, and thank you, sir. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thanks for that wonderful introduction and also giving an opportunity to participate in a program in an esteemed institution like this. I must thank Mr. Prabhu sir for inviting me and giving me this chance, and also thanks to the management of DJ Management School for this opportunity. Thank you very much, sir. I think now we can straight away go into the session. Okay. Yes, sir. So today's session is a business model canvas, which is considered as it's a relatively a new phenomena, but now as of now it has gained a lot of traction, and it is considered as a basics for preparing your business plan or pitch deck or something like that. Okay. So the business model canvas is a strategic management template. Okay. It consists of 9 blocks developed, and it was developed by Mr. Alexander Osterwald in the year 2005. Mr. Alexander is a Swiss business theorist. He's an author, speaker, and consultant, and also a serial entrepreneur. He developed this business modeling and business model canvas. Now I think we can straight away go into the 9 components of the business model template. Okay, the first is the next slide. The 9 main building blocks in the business model canvas template: key partners, key activities, key resources, value proposition, customer relationship, channels, customer segments, cost structure, and revenue stream. Now we can go one by one in the template, and as we review the template, or understanding, for your understanding, we will take an example simultaneously. Okay, so that when you in the end of the session, you will know how the template will look after when you fill the boxes in the template. You can look how the template will be. So now for our example, I have taken a simple example of an automobile manufacturing company. To begin with, the first block is key partners. Okay, key partners means the key partner means is that the companies or people your business works with to create a strategic relationship. A few examples of key partners are suppliers and distribution partners. Okay. What the 2 major things you have to consider while selecting your key partnership is what key resources that your company requires from these partners, and what are the key activities that are going to be performed by this partners. Then apart from that, what is your objective? What is your motivation? Is there anything specific that only they can provide? All those things we have to consider while selecting your key partners. Next, it's key activities. Key activities are the specific activities or tasks that are fundamental. Here, observe the earlier slide. Key partners. As I said, we are going to take the example of an automobile manufacturing company. In an automobile manufacturing company, the key partners may be the other automotive firms that can be partnered, technology, R&D, etc. for our technology, then the raw material machinery supply that can help us on economic sales and automation. And the major one in a key partner in an automobile sector is the dealer network, who is our primary connect with our customer. That's one of the major key partner you have to consider while opening your, while fixing your channel. Okay, then when it comes to key activities, similarly, when it comes to key activities are some of the fundamental tasks of their business. When you considering a key, what are the considerations about key activities? What are the key activities necessary to deliver your value proposition? Every company has to deliver a value proposition to its customer, okay, the end user. So what are the key activities that are necessary to provide your value proposition? It will be the main key consideration for the key activity. And what are the activities that will set apart you? What is your uniqueness? What is your uniqueness in your activities? Then how do your revenue streams, distribution channels, customer relationship are affected by the key activity? These are the major areas you have to consider while preparing your key activity. Apart from that, we need any procure specific resources, or what is the cost and prices to be, what are the activities, how your activities are to be streamlined to keep your cost and prices to be low. So this is the area you have to consider when it comes to key activities. So in the example for an automobile company, the key resources will be first, it will be human resources. For any manufacturing industry or service industry, obviously human resources is going to be the main key resource. Then of course the capital resources like machinery, software, hardware, production line, manufacturing industry, and all those things. Then raw material. These will be the key resources for your manufacturing industry, automobile manufacturing industry. Next, it is key resources. Okay. Apart from key resources, you have to go for the key activities, key resources. You have to go for the value proposition. Value proposition is the most important element of any business model canvas. Okay, because this value proposition determines the fundamental offering of the company is trying to give to a customer. So what is the difference between you and your competitor will play a major role in your position in the market. So value proposition is the important factor you have to consider while making a business model canvas. For example, you take the case of Spotify, the latest audio app. What their value proposition is, they say it's music for everyone. That is stated in their mission very clearly. So it's a music platform that provides music for any category of music lovers, youth or old, devotional, music, cine, rap or pop, everything. That's their uniqueness. That they call it. That's their uniqueness. So when you're preparing the value proposition statement, the main thing is what you try to do is you must clearly state what is the problem or the needs of the customer you are trying to solve or provide. That will clearly define your value proposition. Then the second point is how it differs from the offering of your competitors. What is the difference that you're making? Your offering is what's the difference you're offering making? So when it comes to example, so for our sample of, example of automobile manufacturing, we can take it as simple and just for the example, not an statement or an specific car manufacturer. Just give any example. It is providing, our value proposition is providing affordable cars with high fuel efficiency with the safety standards satisfying to the customer needs. That will be the value proposition of the manufacturer of the car company we are taking as the example. Next, it's customer relationship. Customer relationships are the different types of interactions your company has with their customers. For example, a designer suit company will provide significant help for the customer, tailoring to their needs and working directly with them to create the suit they need, a customizable one. Whereas telecommunication company often have the reputation and customer relationships as a many practice aggressive and predatory sales practices. I think we understand it when it comes to an suit suit designer suit company. For example, take the case of Park Avenue or Raymond as a tailoring suit company. They can make a suitable, customizable suit. But when it comes to telecommunication companies, they do an aggressive marketing and predatory pricing and all those things where we know every one of us know where the customer service will not be up to that level. Just it will be through the call centers. So compared to the telecommunication companies, the designer suit company has significantly richer and more fulfilling customer relationship. So major factors to be considered while filling the customer relation block is what type of relationship that a company have with its customer. For example, do you have dedicated assistants? Are they expected to self-serve their needs they provide through support channels? The second important point is how does the business interact with the customers and how does this differ between different customer segments. For example, your company may have a different customer segments like male, female, educated, uneducated, age, or youth. So how do you communicate with each customer segment? That will definitely vary. You can't have an uniform communication with various segments of your customer base. So that has to be decided while filling this block. That's very, very important point in this. Then how much support you are going to give, what is the frequency of communication with the company, how you respond to the queries or the complaints. These are the major areas when it comes to customer communication. So when it in an automobile company, then this is, of course, everyone knows it, the maintenance services, customer focused showrooms, and responsive call centers. These are the major points that can be covered when it comes to an automobile company. Next, it's the channels. Channels are the different structures and methods that are used to deliver your company's product and value proposition to its customers. Channel of all of the companies, it contains supply, distribution, and marketing channels. It is important to consider all channels of a company and make sure they are functioning very comprehensively. For example, like a company like Amazon needs to consider how its fulfillment centers and shipping services are integrated to send timely shipments. Amazon will receive its order in a different call center. Then the order will be directed to its shipment base or it's one of its vendor. From its vendor, it has to come to its shipment place, and from the shipment place, it has to come to your your region, and from your region, it has to be delivered to your place. This connectivity plays a vital role in Amazon's performance. That is, you're getting yes, your order in 2 days or 3 days, something like that. So that's the main factor you have to define, right, while you're defining the channels. So here are the few things to consider about the channel is how do you deliver a value proposition? How do you reach your customer segments? What channels are used? And what, are you a supplier, distribution, marketing, and communication channels well integrated and cost efficient? And are they utilized efficiently? This has to be looked into. I think people are understanding it. Okay. So now,
Yes, sir.
huh?
Yes, sir. It's very clear.
Okay. So when it comes to the example of an automobile company, the channels will be the distribution channels with the partners, ads and trade shows, dealership network, basic. Written 2 or 3 points for want of space or something like. So these are the examples for the channel partners of an automobile manufacturer. Then the seventh one is in one thing you have to see in this business model canvas is it won't be in an order of 1, 2, 3. The box will not be in this order. It will be jumping. You can see it in the template. Okay, in the final template will be there. You can see it there. The customer segments are the different types of customers, as I said earlier, like age, demography, educational qualification, income distribution. These are the major segmentations when you define your customer. As an example, let's take an airline company. Airline offer tickets for economy, business, and first class passengers. First class passengers have access to exclusive benefits and luxury travel arrangements. Meanwhile, economy passengers are provided with less support, thus costing less, but also coming in significantly larger amounts. So the two things to be considered, as I said, who is the main focus of your value proposition? Who are your most important customer? What are they like? What do they need? And what do they enjoy? What are your different types of customers? That's a major point you have to define. Then it is, of course, what is the customer market like? Is your company targeting a small niche market or a mass market? This is another major area that has to be considered. Whether you are targeting to a small niche market or it's a mass market, your product, it has to be defined. For example, even in automobile sector, there are some manufacturers who make cars for mass market. There are some manufacturers who make cars for high-end customers. So here the example for a customer segment is customer. Now in our example, I have taken the case of a customers looking for an affordable price and good fuel efficiency cars like small hatchbacks like Maruti, Hyundai products, where even Tata, where they produce small hatchbacks. Of course, customers looking for safety, the middle class families, and the mass market. This is the sample we are going to look into for our this presentation. Okay. So next, it's the final. The other two are the cost structure. The cost structure refers to how a company spends money on its operations. This is a very major point while planning your company. It consists of the company's key costs and the company's level of focus on cost. If a company is cost driven, its focus on minimizing costs and thus prices to customers. Alternatively, if a company is value driven, it will focus on a value for its customer with less focus on cost. An example of this would be a comparison between the same. We can take a case of a fashion retailer. For example, Forever 21, an international brand, or Gatti. Forever 21 is a fast fashion company. Okay, it's for mass market, but delivering new styles at low cost and cost driven. Whereas Gatti is a luxury brand focusing and delivering quality class and accessories exclusively and design hours exclusively for high-end people. It's for the niche market. So based on your market, whether you're focusing on a mass market or on the niche market, you have to define the cost structure of your product. And based on after defining the cost structure, you have to work on the style of operations. The operations will be the major area where your cost will be get affected. So when you are defining it, the major area is you have to look at what are the major drivers of the cost. What are the key costs in your company's business model? How do your key activities and key resources contribute to cost structure? How do your costs related to your revenue stream? Is your company properly utilizing economies of scale? I think every one of you should know by now should know what is economies of scale. And what's the proportion of cost between fixed and variable? So in our example, the cost structure is maybe for an automobile company, primary cost will be the R&D for to improve its fuel efficiency, specification, and other special features. Another primary cost is the direct manufacturing cost. Secondary cost will be marketing, outsourcing, and outsourcing of products. When you're thinking of cost cutting, I think outsourcing and mass production will play a major role in cost cutting. You want to play, but as I said earlier, mass production is only for planning for a market is planned for a mass market, not for if your niche market means you have to be ready for an high-end product, and customers will be, you should focus and target on those type of customers. Finally, it is the revenue streams. After the 9th block is the revenue stream of a company. That's the main source of the cash flow. They are the final elements of the business canvas template. Revenue streams are the different ways your company's value proposition generates money. What your value proposition, your sales, how your sales propose money. For example, earlier as I said, Amazon has multiple revenue streams. A single company can have multiple revenue streams. For example, if you take Amazon, it has multiple revenue streams like selling its products in its website. And the Kindle books, it is through its Kindle store, it's selling the Kindle books of even it has a subscription model for Kindle books and other things. And it has hosted a server, Amazon web servers, everyone will know it, where we pay charging a subscription for hosting your websites and other things. So these are the multiple streams of revenue Amazon. Similarly, Google has got its own streams of multiple streams of revenue. And when it comes to revenue, another major factor you have to look into this. After the pricing strategy, you have to also look after the forms of payment. How do you plan to collect the payment of from your customer, like subscription or payment plans, whether it's an upfront payment or it's an you can give it on EMI or on financing mode, finance, or these are the various models of receiving the payment from your customer. These things have to be decided when you are preparing your revenue stream block. So, in an automobile company, when you take an example, the primary revenue will be sale of vehicles. Okay, the secondary revenue will be servicing and sale of parts. So, when the automobile company has to decide what's the range or ratio between the sale of vehicle, the revenue from by the sale of vehicle, and how much money it wants to make from servicing and sale of parts. The margin will totally different from sale of vehicles. The margin will differ from it has to work on a little margin. But when it comes to servicing and sale of parts, it can go for a higher margin. So it has to decide on the ratio, how much time or resources can spend for the servicing how much for the sales. So this is the ninth one. So when you fill the examples I have given here in the business model canvas, you can see this will be the output. So this is how the output will be. So the key partners. Who are the key partners? What is the key activities? Customer relationship, all those things you can see it here. This is how at the end of the after filling the business model canvas, this is how it will look. When the examples I have given for an automobile company, when you fill into this template, the template will ultimately come like this, look like this, and this will be the base for your future preparation of your business plan. If you are going for funding, the pitch deck, all those things can be prepared used by this single sheet of business model canvas. This is a very powerful tool nowadays used by the startups throughout the world. So I think as of now, the 9 blocks I have explained. Now I think we can go for the interaction, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now the session is open for discussion. Students, you have any questions, you can ask, unmute yourself and ask the questions. Make use of the opportunity.
I think
sir,
I have covered it. I think I have covered it very. Was it explanatory or still something to be say? I can go over.
Students,
even if you have any point to be discussed, we can discuss.
yes, yes, sir. Sir, normally for preparing a business plan and this business model can be the input, right, sir?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That is the difference. When it comes to business plan, you have to prepare. You have a different. It will be looking more like a project report, not like a pitch deck that is being prepared for fundraising. Okay.
Okay.
So pitch deck, there are most get confused between pitch deck and the business plan. Business plan is totally different presentation that can be used as a base for your roadmap, maybe for as a roadmap for the next 2 or 3 years plan, something like that. Start from your vision mission statement. It has to start from your vision mission statement. It can be a Word document, not as a PPT presentation like the pitch deck. And based on the business plan, you have to prepare your pitch deck when you go for funding or fundraising and other activities. You have to go for the pitch deck. So you may not confuse
business model and canvas. And once if an organization has to go for a new business model, because these disruptions in COVID pandemic in 3 waves and followed by the Ukraine-Russia impact. So the companies now, they are changing their business model because of changes in in supply chains. For example, sir, as you have been knowing that now the Reliance JioMart, right? They come with Jio Express, a quick commerce service which provides a competition for Swiggy, Instamart, and even I think Tata's next one, they are going to launch a super app. So that Tata include quick commerce services. So once we prepare this business model canvas and we are prepared to make some changes due to the disruptions in the geopolitical tension. So that we should prepare for that, because
I think one thing is it won't be in a stable or a standard format or something like that. It will keep on evolving based on your situation and based on your even nothing happens outside your company based on your position of when you are preparing a BMC as on date. After 6 months, your company will be in a different position. You'll be offering a different product or working in a different market or something like that. And in that case, you have to change your BMC accordingly. And then your business plan will also be very according.
It should be changed. It should be.
Yeah, it is. It's not a static. It's not a static one. It has to continuously evolve.
Continuously.
Yeah.
Oh. So, and we have to make subsequent changes in our value. Once value proportion changes, then everything to be changed according to that, right, sir?
Yes, yes. Well, value proposition is the major point that is to be kept alive. That's the you are selling point for any organization. So because any business will have its own competitor. You can't say no competition. I am the only one. I can't say like that. What you are doing is you already available. You are value adding to the existing service or the existing product. So what is the value addition you are giving to your customer?
Fine. For example, sir, as you seen recently, the Ola electric scooter got fired, right?
Yeah.
Although, of course, it is just it happened for the first time, and now to a certain extent, those who booked for electric scooter, those who are planning for electric, and frequently some other brands also got fired. Even Tamil Nadu, I think, in some instance, right? Maybe the numbers may be very, very minimal, but now Ola has to ensure value proposition that the upcoming scooters, they have given highest priority for safety. So customer, without having any second thought, they can continue the brand loyalty. So I think they have to change the value proposition, be giving more focus on safety, right, sir? So this.
No, now more than the value proposition, here come, I think here come will come to what to say. The value proposition has to be changed. More than Ola doing it, as far as this matters like this, when it comes to matters like this, the statutory bodies and the automobile companies have their own associations. They should put up some stringent, for example, when it comes to fuel consumption, they have BS4 standard, BS3 standard. They put up some standards for fuel consumption or climate environmental effect.
Even DRDO also has initiated a group, sir, Defense Research Organization.
So these things has to be defined by their association or the statutory bodies to ensure that the safety norms are being
followed. Right.
Like
so to prevent
like making the seat belts or airbag mandate, something like that.
And they now they're thinking about the cooling solutions for batteries, sir, because in the recent past, as we have seen, the high-speed EV vehicles is coming up in electric, and so this because of the high speed, the batteries being, I think, going for overheating, and these kind of few incidents are happening. So now they are focusing on cooling solutions, or there could be some temperature control, so that the fire cannot.
More than the cooling solution for the battery, it is also the circuit systems or the electrical system in the inside it may also once after the analysis have been done and they come out with their what is the exact reason for the incident like that, we can't come to a conclusion.
Fine. So students, Rajit Raghu. Yes,
so,
Rajit. Yeah, please.
Sir, is there any similarity between this business model as well as the social business canvas? I have heard something.
Social
so are there any? Yes. Are there any similarities to that?
No, social business canvas is totally different from, but this business model canvas is the basic thing. But based on that, many people have come into preparing their own models or something like that.
Okay. So this is the ultimate thing, right?
Yeah. It has been the best for me. In fact, even before the PMC, there has been some model proposals, templates, but this has become the ultimate as of now.
Okay, sir. So it was a really nice session. So can you just share the slides so can I refer it?
Which one, sir?
Sir, the slides.
Yeah, the slides. I think your
Raghu, sir, can I share the slides to the students, sir, with your consent?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Raghu, I will share the slides.
No, sir.
After the session.
That would be good,
so,
sir.
Yeah. Now, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please. Sir, you want to say something?
Me, myself.
Yes, sir.
No, if you want to share, you can share it. No issue. That's what I said.
Okay, I will share
You
it, sir.
can-
No problem.
You can,
After
you
the
can
session,
send
I
the-
yeah, I will share it
send
after
the-
the session.
share the entire presentation to that.
Yes, yes, sir. So, any other questions, students? Kaushika, we have any questions? Kaushika, are you there? Kaushika, absent. Okay. Varsha? Varsha is here. You all given your names for interaction. Any other questions? Devi Nandini, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Business model?
No, sir. I would like to thank you, sir. Thank you for the session, sir. The session was really informative and so much of insightful. And thank you for the session, sir.
So hope that you
Thank you,
understood
thank
the difference between business model, canvas, and business plan now.
Yes, sir.
Right. So once you come with a new business model, as you see, you have to prepare a business model, and that should be discussed with your top level management.
I think based on this session, you can even exercise to your students.
Sure, sir.
You can ask them to select any industry or or a startup idea they have in their mind, and to ask them to prepare an canvas, blank business model canvas based on this.
Sure, sir. Sure.
You can ask them to prepare.
Yeah, so then only they will they can think over and they will come with a lot of ideas also. Fine. Okay, sir. I think there are no more questions. I think so. Anyway.
Yeah, I hope they have understood what I said.
Yes, sir. They understood. I think they very well understood because it's very clear and short. Although it's a short session, but you're more specific towards the various the 9 dimensions or factors, whatever you mentioned. Anyway, I'll share the PPT. So those who joined late, also I think they hope that they will.
As I said earlier, I can notice one point: the numbers won't be in the same orders like key partners or key actives. It will be changed. Okay.
Okay.
And that's how they have designed it.
Okay.
When you go to the first, you can see that the sequence will change from the what is in the template.
Fine. Professor Sriraman, sir.
Yes, sir.
So do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir. I am clear. It's a well business canvas model is something well trusted over the years. I think once students, as sir said, if they can identify a business and if they can start actually reflecting their thoughts in this business canvas model, they will tend to get more ideas. It's like doing a live assignment.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful one, sir. I think at least I think these were all forgotten business concepts. At least for this young generation. But I think it's good that sir has brought this concept. I think this is one of the whatever we say startups or whatever newer business model comes. I think nothing can actually replace this. These are all time-tested concepts.
Forgotten concept, and even it's we well understood, and we have I think demarcation between business model and business plan. So it's very clear, sir. Thank you. So please visit our campus, sir. Whenever you are coming to Coimbatore or been on the traveling or.
Actually, we are now we are in the process of signing some MOUs with various institutions for training sessions and other things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Internships and other things. I will get in touch with you later and visit our. So.
Yes, sir. Please come to our campus and we will discuss. So now we are coming to the end of the session. Sindhura, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm there, sir.
So, yeah. So now let me invite Sindhura to propose vote of thanks.
So, good evening, all. First, I would like to thank our speaker, Baskar Perumal, who spared time for us besides his busy schedule. Thanks for the wonderful session, sir. I would also like to thank our director, Dr. AGV Narayanan, and Dr. Prabhu Shankar, sir, and Dr. Sriram, sir, for organizing this event. I would also like to thank all the participants for attending the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sindhura.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you
for,
once again.
accepting
Thank
our
you.
request.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sriram.